everyone, and welcome. I'm Oriel Morrison-Higgins, and I'm here today with Dr. Mark Cooksey, the Managing Director and CEO of ABx Group. Mark, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Likewise, Oriel. Great to be with you again.
Now, Mark, we're going to take the opportunity today to talk about bauxite, but before we jump into your news, I just wanted to get you to explain to investors, for a start, what is bauxite used for? Why is demand so strong right now? Why do we care?
We care because it's used to make aluminium. So aluminium is the world's second largest used metal after steel, and aluminium is used in everything, aeroplanes, packaging, construction, electrical, and bauxite is the name we give to the ore, a variety of ores that we use to make aluminium. It's sort of the equivalent to iron ore to make steel. And because aluminium is the second most used metal, demand's still growing, it enables lightweight vehicles, we need more bauxite.
Oh, that was a very good explanation. Now, Mark, you've got resources both in Queensland and New South Wales. You've made some announcements, or you've made an announcement on a strengthening partnership with Good Importing International. Can you give us a bit of an update on what you're doing there?
Yeah, so last year, in September or October, we announced this partnership with Good Importing International, which is an Australian private company that trades in bulk materials. They made an initial $2.7 million investment into our Queensland project. We call it the Sunrise Project at Binjor, so not far from Bundaberg. And we're using those funds to advance the project, which mainly is about environmental approvals. And we just got advice in the last week that we've made a big step forward in that environmental approval process. I mean, there's other steps to go, but that's giving us more confidence that it's going to happen on the sort of planned and expected time frame and not take longer. So it was a real critical step.
Critical step moving forward. Now, you've also had some good news from New South Wales, because as I said, you've got both resources in Queensland and New South Wales. You've done an independent due diligence study there. They found no critical issues. Can you give us a bit of an update on what's happening there?
Yeah, so the partnership involves a GAI making an investment into the Queensland project and then an option to invest in the New South Wales project because it was less advanced at the time. And what we've been doing in the last several months is getting an external due diligence study to understand more about the project, and in particular look for any critical issues anywhere from the environmental approvals, the transport logistics between the proposed project, which is near Goulburn in New South Wales, and the Port Kembla port, and then the port logistic itself. And encouragingly, the external experts didn't find any critical issues. In fact, it looks like, there's a potential pathway to a project here. So that gives us, both GII and us, a lot of optimism about the potential project.
So some good news on all fronts. What does then the next 6 months look like, Mark, in terms of timeline and updates for investors?
So I think on Queensland, it'll be continuing to progress through the environmental approval process and also the project design, particularly at the port, about how we're going to do the port logistics, and we'll keep investors up to date with that. In New South Wales, the key thing will be we expect GAI to exercise their option to invest in that project. I mean, that decision's got to be reached. In which case then we'll be starting the similar process there of probably actually some exploration work and looking at the environmental approvals in New South Wales as well. So it's great from ABX's perspective to be able to advance these projects in partnership with GAI, GAI really providing the funding, leaving ABX to really put its strategic focus on its fluorine and rare earth projects.
Well, we look forward to following the journey, Mark. Great to see you again. Thanks for chatting to us today.
Great. Thank you, Ariel.